Hello everyone, and welcome to another history video. So today we're taking a look at blue-white subtlety deck in history format. So this deck comes from Lapis, who decided to share this deck with me in my Discord. And this deck actually got some updates with the most recent set. So from Strixhaven, we got this card called Flow State. Probably already seen this card before, but considering that this is a combo deck that does potentially go down on cards a lot through this card called Aquatic Subtlety, so you're going to be going down on cards a lot. So having something like a flow state to put a bunch of cards into your hand is actually pretty enormous. So you flow state, potentially get Aquatic Subtlety or your creatures or your Agent of Treachery or Atraxa, and then combo off into your Ephemerates. And speaking about Ephemerate, we also play another Flicker spell in the deck called the Twinning Twins. This is more expensive compared to Ephemerate, but the advantage of this card is the fact that it's a creature. So for example, if you Atraxa, put it on the battlefield, sometimes you might want to, get something like a Force of Negation so that you can protect Atraxa or against opponent's combo and be able to still flicker, grabbing a Twinning Twins as your creature. So it gives you a little bit more options when the Atraxa comes onto the battlefield. So those are all the changes this deck went through compared to last time. So having said, I'm gonna be hopping over to some history Quest of 3 to show you guys what that does. So let's open. Alright, let's take a look at this deck today. Do we want any of these cards? I think we just need land at this point. This actually might be a pretty tough game because they might be just on like a bunch of counter spells. Ooh, that's kind of bad. Didn't want to play against like a bunch of counter spell deck. A Shark Typhoon. A Shark Typhoon. That's a good one, though. Okay, it sticks. It sticks. A Wandering Emperor. So opponent's holding on to one counter spell and was holding on to a Wandering Emperor.
We must protect the people.
Let me see what happens here. Opponent uses a March. So this is a counter. Yeah, opponent doesn't have a counter spell. They could have a counter spell now. They don't have a counter spell. Another ephemerate. Probably not. Another agent? Are we just gonna be spamming agent every single turn? Maybe.
I have got new moves to teach you.
Is that even good though? Let's see if the opponent counters. No counter spell. Oh, Aquatic Subtlety is a good one though. And we got a twin. Okay, Fragment Reality is useless. So how are we gonna do this? So we Agent of Treachery. Let's start with the Sink to Stupor. I guess we'll start with Wandering Emperor. We'll go Twinning Twins. Make a 2/2.
Guards, to me.
Pass a turn. I mean, potentially I could have, the safer route was a Sink to Stupor there, by the way. Alright, let's, play these cards.
Strike fast and strike hard.
Memory Deluge. So opponent can't, play Wandering Emperor right now. Also have a Sink to Stupor, which is pretty good. Maybe I just play one of these and steal a land. But what if they have another like Supreme Verdict? That's kind of the thing. So maybe I just do this and pass a turn with the Sink to Stupor up. They have another Supreme Verdict. Into an Archmage Charm. I'll keep this to discard to potential future Aquatic Subtlety draw. A farewell. Interesting. A flow state. Ooh, another Aquatic Subtlety. Is it an aquatic subtlety or a force of negation? I'll go with the aquatic subtlety here. Now let's actually flow state. Oh, there it is. We don't have another copy of a starting town here.
May your blade strike true.
I know my responsibility. Hurry.
Okay, potentially Teferi's dead with this play though. Okay, Force of Negation was a good draw. I mean, I could just hard cast this. And then leave up a Force of Negation and steal a Teferi. Yoink. That's funny.
Let me know if you're...
That's funny. Let's actually put it on here.
We've got the edge in this fight.
Because opponent plays Archmage Charm, they can steal like a buffed up token later. So I didn't want to pump the Vigilance creature. I'm actually surprised we're winning. Right? I'm actually surprised we are winning. Let us Aquatic Subtlety. Into an Aatroxa. Okay, so we didn't get the things that we wanted to see there. That's kind of sad. Wait, hold up. Consider into an Ephemerate. Nope. It's kind of sad. I could try it again, but I think we wait for next turn.
Let your blade do the talking.
I don't think we have to be in a hurry since they are at 3. By the way, flow state, insane. Like, wow. The flow state actually gave me so many cards. Holy moly. Pretty insane, right? Right, Prismatic Ending out. Fragment Reality out. Is it Rest in Peace? Like, there's no other card. Fragment Reality doesn't do anything. Deafening Silence doesn't do anything. Rest in Peace. Like, all of these cards don't do anything. So I guess we're bringing a copy of a Rest in Peace. A thunder trap. Think we put that in there. Okay. Okay, so opponent has at least a counter spell. From what I can tell. Is it a force of negation? The thing is, force of negation doesn't protect us from casting our cards. It might just be a flow state, honestly. Okay, Mystical Dispute is a great card. Might be able to get them. Is it a Dovin's Veto? Ooh. Oh, it's a consult the chart.
Trust me. We need to move quickly.
Okay, Rest in Peace doesn't do anything. Okay, we found an Ephemerate. And a Twinning Twins. So I'll try to... I really don't want to do this. I'll try to land the Aatroxa with the Ephemerate here. So you see an Agent of Treachery. That's... Oh, another Ephemerate's actually really good. Actually, is it a Force of Negation? Nah, I think it's an Ephemerate. I just don't know like what cards to get here other than that. Quantum Riddler is also pretty good. Maybe I'll get that. Okay, Mystical Dispute's pretty good. Into a Twinning Twins. Aquatic Subtlety? Maybe because I have an Aquatic Subtlety, I want to get Aatroxa. Oh, did I forget to get a land? I think I did.
Don't make another move. Oh, bad
Okay, so we have oh, maybe I should have grabbed the Twinning Twins then. Maybe that was a mistake then. Yeah, maybe I should have grabbed the Twinning Twins. Mistakes were made. It would have been nice if I got Agent of Treachery, but we didn't get it. Speaking of an Agent of Treachery. Okay, flow state. Sink into stupor. I guess at this point, Agent of Treachery is not bad. Actually, grab another Ephemerate. I changed the equation. Okay, Force of Negation, wonderful. Aquatic Subtlety. And then Atawara. Now what do I do? I gotta discard 2 cards.
You know what? I'm not.
I think I have to let this go because I need to kill the Teferi and then protect it with the Force of Negation, I think. Decline. Alright, let's kill Teferi.
Suppose that's how it was meant to happen.
Let's play Aquatic Subtlety. I only have 23 cards remaining, by the way. A Dovin's Veto. Okay. So the Twinning Twins is actually way better than I thought because it can dodge board wipes. So that's a thing. Flow state. So I should probably still play this card so that I can win next turn. Darn, I was looking for... Should I just look for Twinning Twins at this point? Okay, let's look for Twinning Twins. There we go. A memory deluge. Let's see. Teferi of Dominaria. So if they counter this, that's fine. And if opponent tries to tuck it, we can like ephemerate or twinning twins. I guess ephemerating is better because I can play consider. And then we steal opponent's Teferi. Easy.
Hurry.
Another agent. Okay. We're just gonna like keep all the creatures here since we're almost at the finish line. So we can twinning twins, the Agent of Treachery, potentially steal opponent's stuff. Or let's say if opponent board wipes, I can still twinning twins here. Okay, so that's what they're trying to do here. I think this is fine. Even if they have a counterspell or board wipe, that's fine. That means I get to play Agent of Treachery on the Hall of Storm Giant.
You know what?
Alright, GG's. That's a mulligan. That is potentially a keep. A forest. A forest and a mountain. Okay, so this is that kind of deck. It's a Valakut. It's kind of a matchup where like you need to go as fast as possible. Do I just play this out? I think I do. I'm gonna grab a Force of Negation to counter potential One Ring coming down. But yeah, this doesn't seem good at the moment. We're kind of pretty slow at the moment. I think the way you win this matchup is with the Agent of Treachery. Yeah, we're gonna need like Agent of Treachery. Darn. Not bad. Nothing in our hand. Shuffle your library, then reveal top card. If it's a land card, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. Oh, if it's a non-land card. If it's a land card, you may put it on the battlefield and return this card to its owner's hand. That's an interesting card. The only card that I'm really afraid of is basically Scape Shift. What do I do? It's a pretty annoying card, but like I said, I don't think I can afford to actually. Okay, I mean, a it's an interesting build of Escape Shift. Maybe it's not Escape Shift? Is it not Escape Shift? I'm confused now. Draw a card if you control a creature with a greater power. A Divine Purge. I mean, that doesn't do anything. I mean, problem is... Maybe I just play this. So far, from all the games that I played, it does seem like getting to your creature is the most difficult part. Just because the Thunder Trap doesn't actually give you a creature. What in the world is going on? Wow. Yeah, it seems like the combo is very slow. It's more of a control deck, honestly. I mean, I didn't really do anything this game, to be fair. I had too many like dead cards like Divine Purge. Things like that. Also, the Rest in Peace kind of clashes with the flow state a bit. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Alright, we got a turn 3 Quantum Riddler. Yeah, from what I played so far, the deck is very, very slow. Or maybe I'm just, like, not mulliganing correctly with this deck. I should still cast this because I don't have an instant speed card in the graveyard. Okay, we see an Atroxa. 'Cause, 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 ' Okay, opponent doesn't play a 2-mana or 1-mana card. Confirmed. Okay, so I don't think opponent's playing like Escape Shift anymore, so I'm just going to do this. And we know opponent plays like a, you know, Emrakul now, so we can't give them that. Man, where is our Agent of Treachery? Yeah, I am not seeing an Agent of Treachery here. I think I'm just gonna play this out. Since we're almost at the finish line. Just need to hold on to this Sink to Stupor for opponent's turn, so... Tishana's Tidebinder, that's fine. Not doing anything. So I see what opponent's doing, right? They're using this thing to cheat out Emrakul. I get it now. Alright, I get it, I get it. So, if that's the case, maybe I should have, like, Mystical Disputes. Dragon Reality also seems pretty good. Maybe try something like this. So, we're on the draw, we have a Ponder. We have an Aquatic Subtlety. I don't think we can mulligan this. Oh no. Okay, Consider is not bad. Come on. Land. Wonderful. Into another Consider. I see what's going on here, my opponent. I see it. Kinda sad that we didn't get an Agent of Treachery. Oh my god, another card. Alrighty. See what we get. We get a Force of Negation, Mystical Dispute. So we want a Force of Negation. Which means we want a Quantum into a land, untap land, into Ponder. Summit 4, and we are going to exile this. I guess we can try to look for a mystical dispute. So ephemerate. So unfortunately, we actually didn't get the things that we wanted to see there, but so we don't need these quantum rulers anymore. They're pretty clunky. All right. Nice. All right. I think this is actually might be a mulligan. Dragon Reality is decent, but if opponent's not playing a creature deck, it's kind of bad. Much better. It's this kind of deck. Another deck with a bunch of counter spells. It's looking a little bit rough. Hope I draw land. Okay, glad that got countered. Because, I'd rather have Aquatic Subtlety land. Perfect. Perfect. I'll try to go for the combo next turn. Since I'll have a Force of Negation to boot. Ooh, an Ephemerate as well. What to do here? I'll start with the Atraxa. I might just have the Force of Negation, just to get some value. Actually, opponent put it into my hand. I thought it was just a counter spell. But looking at it closely, opponent played a single Stupor instead. Alright, Divine Purge out. Like I said again, I really would like this like at least one of the Fragment Realities to be a prismatic ending. So that the prismatic ending can be a pretty good card versus this kind of deck. Like they have a Psychic Frog, Tameo, Planeswalker, things like that. Like one or two copies is fine, but most of the times it's gonna be dead. Yeah, I'd rather have a Quantum Riddler, in my opinion. So we have a Ponder turn 1. I think this hand could be a keep. So another land. We also want an instant speed card in the graveyard. So next turn, I play Meticulous Archive and then Consider. Then the following turn, I Quantum Riddler into an Ephemerate. Should I should ponder first and then Meticulous Archive, right? Thinking about it. So this is a Mystical Dispute, by the way. Oh, I made a mistake. I needed to put the Thunder Trap and then surveil that. That's pretty bad. Mistakes were made. That's pretty bad. Pretty sure they're gonna let this go. Wow, interesting. They Mystical Disputed that. That's crazy. I mean, it's a smart thing to do because I have an Ephemerate, but I don't know. I don't know, Chief. Is a Kaito gonna come out? It certainly does. This might mean opponent has a Force of Negation potentially.
My eyes are as sharp as my sword.
By the way, not surveilling this actually didn't really matter too much considering that I have a Consider here. So we're looking for a land. It's a tap land. That's pretty brutal. Brutal. I think because I got a Aquatic Subtlety off, maybe bottoming a land might be correct. And then next turn we have a Force of Negation plus an Aatroxa. Maybe I should have actually played that land. So I have a Force of Negation plus an Ephemerate. Oh man, mistakes were made again. Mistakes are being made here.
I'll aid you. So focus. Violence is not the answer.
Alright. Let's try to combo. A counter spell. I think I might actually just let this go, by the way. And I'll just I'll just play another one. Alright, we got Ephemerate, Aquatic Subtlety. Maybe I go for Agent of Treachery. And then into a land. Okay, we got another land. I was actually kind of about to freak out that we don't have a second white source. I should have actually looked at that, by the way. I should have definitely looked at that. I was about to freak out there.
Control the fight, control the outcome.
Oh, this is one of my favorites.
Alright, opponent's gonna attack. We're going to Blink this thing. And they're going to Mystical Dispute. And then we're gonna Mystical Dispute. A Snapcaster Mage. Well, this is unknown information, so... Wait, which one's mine? We'll just get rid of that. Alright, GG's opponent. Alright, so we took a look at a blue-white subtlety deck today. So this is the updated list. Lapis's blue-white subtlety deck. Very powerful, especially if you get the flow state going. The only time we actually struggled was against the Orja Belmerk opponent, who kept on exiling my graveyard so that the flow state wasn't online. And our Agent of Treachery was kind of useless in that matchup because opponent had things like Ophelia. So even if I stole a creature from opponent's side, they can just bounce it back and then just kind of steal it back again. So it seems like the Orja matchup seems very tough, but this deck seems like it does fairly well against other blue decks. Just because even though this is a combo deck, it is rather grindy. It's actually not a combo deck that just like wins the game immediately, but it's more of a control deck. Having played with the deck, it's like we got like Fragment Reality, Prismatic Ending, Divine Purge, Force of Negation. Like there's a lot of control elements. You can even use Twinning Twins as a removal spell as a way to buy time as well. So a lot of control elements, and then you finish them off with like Agent of Treachery loops and Atraxa. So it's a fairly slow deck, which might mean that like in best of 1, it might not be the best deck for you, but in best of 3, where the games are a little bit slower, it can work definitely. One other beef I had was with this card called Thundertrap Trainer. Although it pairs up pretty nicely with an Ephemerate, it also pairs up pretty well with the Twinning Twins. I felt like I kept getting into these moments like where I did have a bunch of Aquatic Subtleties, but going through like half my deck, I still haven't found a single copy of Agent of Treachery or Atraxa, things like that. So that also kind of happened a bunch of times as well. So I was kind of staring at my deck. It's like, am I going to be able to draw my Agent of Treachery in time or Atraxa? Like I just had a bunch of like Aquatic Subtleties stuck in my hand. It was getting a little bit clunky. And even if I Ephemerate or Twinning Twins the Thundertrap Trainer, it doesn't really get me to the Agent of Treachery, and I was just constantly getting these removal spells instead. I mean, technically, if you Thundertrap Trainer into like Consider, Ponder, Flow State, you can get to your creatures, but maybe I just got a little bit unlucky today. Another thing that I noticed was that this deck is not playing planes, which means casting Divine Purge is actually very, very difficult. So we're playing 16 white sources. It's actually not technically enough to cast a Divine Purge on curve. You need 18 white sources for that. So against aggro matchups, you might struggle a little bit getting to your Divine Purge, casting your Divine Purge. Potentially, you might want to go up on like 1 or 2 copies of White Source if you want to play a Divine Purge. So that's the only beef I had, honestly. I thought the deck was actually pretty cool. The Twinning Twins tech was actually kind of sick. The Flow State also felt very nice against grindy matchups. One last thing to note, the Rest in Peace is actually clashing with the Flow State quite a bit. I'm not sure if they are aware of this, but playing the Rest in Peace as like a graveyard hate felt a little bit clunky just because the flow state is part of our like card draw engine. So by putting the Rest in Peace and not having a flow state means that the Thunder Trap Trainer has a little bit difficulty getting to your draw spells into your creatures. So even if you can find a bunch of aquatic subtleties with the Thunder Trap Trainer after boarding in some resonant pieces, you might have some trouble getting to your creatures. So yeah, that is gonna be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye bye.